We have talked a lot about the Texas Longhorns, and obviously, numero uno question is just how good is Arch. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. Offensive line, I think that's you got 4 or 5 guys gone, and you have very talented and very highly recruited Brandon Baker, big time recruit, Gooseby that was played some last year. Like you got highly recruited big time guys that are stepping in. But can they be what they were a season ago in the offensive line?
They're not going to be where they were a season ago on the offensive line. I think you don't replace all that experience. I just don't think you do it. Definitely not day one. And they got to go Ohio State day one, which is a tough ask for all the new pieces that are coming in. When you look at this squad and you look at the way they've recruited, they've done a great job. Like all the Texas talk about success and the we're back and all that stuff. Like they've been to 2 Final Fours in a row. Like this is a program that has absolutely done that and taken off, and they're here to stay. And now they're in a new league, and we're going, is it Texas versus the field? So that kind of gives you an idea. Now, it's not because of their offensive line. That's not why. But here's why I feel better about their offensive line. A, play caller. Sark's the best in the business. Like, you're not going past 3 for me in the business with Steve without mentioning Sark for play calling. Like, knows how to run screens, quick game, QB run game. Arch Manning going to have a chance to really escalate that area. That's going to be a big part of protecting the offensive line. His ability to run the football. Why would I not use it? So I think do I think Arch is a proven commodity that I'm ready to throw my hat in the ring and go, bro, Heisman ceremony? No. I'm not there yet. I know some people are, and if you say the name, I should be there. What else does he have to prove? If you're a Manning, you're pretty great at the quarterback spot. There's some pretty good history there. I'm not worried about him on a whiteboard. He's probably been on a whiteboard and probably been calling audibles at the line of scrimmage since he was 2. I mean, he's just probably been doing that his whole life, and he knows how to do it. The only thing that just kind of stays in my small little brain is Texas was so close, such an elite defense a year ago, and Quinn Ewers was there. And so I just feel a little bit in my head, man, if he was that much better, or he was that great, am I crazy, Brent? I just think he would have played. I think you pull the trigger and go try to win a national championship because their defense held Ohio State to 21 points. 21 is really good.
So I actually wrote this down as a sort of quote. If he can't beat out a 7th round pick, then why wasn't he playing? I think this is Sark playing the long game. This is him looking at it as, hey, I've had a guy in yours who's here and been here for a long time. We're going to just let this guy play, and it's going to be his team. The other kid's turn will be next year and potentially the year after that because of the way that the family works with oftentimes staying in college more so than you think. I just think he looked at it as much like a high school. By the way, much like our local high school had a younger kid who I think maybe could have the dynamics of the team. The ceiling may have been higher, but you played the older kid, and it was his team because he'd done that and he'd won so many games and won so many battles for you. I think he just looked at that and said, day one, it's yours team. I'm playing the long game here. I'm not worried about anything else beyond it being his team and the dynamics of that. I think that's what he did. So
yeah,
counter that.
Here's what I'll say. When we saw Arch, we saw some great. We saw some deep. Listen, the competition was not great, but we did see some, long scrambles that definitely did not remind you of Peyton or Eli. Definitely more Archie. You saw some deep shots and some deep balls. So you just know this offense is going to find a way to work it out and be good. I have very little doubt about that. I think Wingo's going to be great. I think Moore is going to be a playmaker. Baxter comes in to join Wisner at the running back spot. I think it's going to give you a little bit more juice, explosiveness. They've got the toughness, but more importantly, it's just on the other side of the ball, man. Just give me all the defense,
every level,
dude. It's next level. It's great players at every level.
Yep.
if you want to go to me and you want to go, hey, who's the best pass rusher in the country? There's a list of a couple of guys. Colin Simmons is on it. If you want to go best linebacker in the country, there's a list of guys. Anthony Hill's on it. By the way, both of those guys are probably number one on my list. Like, so that kind of gives you an idea. You go to the secondary and the safety positions, dude, same thing. Like, it's the same. It's got to be fun for Pete Kwiatkowski to have this stuff. Like, the way he runs his system, what Texas has, the experience, the pass rush. Do you worry about defensive tackle a little bit? Man, a little bit, a tiny bit. But this defense is going to eat. They're going to be elite.
So I agree with all that. And I have two follow-up questions, not necessarily specifically about the defense, but about them and their season upcoming. Because the game you mentioned first, the Ohio State game. Do you think there is any, and I'm going to go back to sort of our youth football days, because we may have had a scrimmage early in the season against a team that you wanted to beat really badly. And the directive was to the OC, hey, we better have all our offense ready to go because we're beating this team. Sark might be playing Ohio State much later in the season. Do you think there's an element of, let me just sort of play this game close to the vest and not necessarily pull out all the stops to win the game unless it's late and I got a chance kind of thing?
That question annoys me. Like, what the heck are we doing? Like, if that's the case, what are you doing? Late, if you're playing the late in the season game, like, you can make. Here's the fun thing about Sark, not the fun thing for a defensive guy. His tweaks off of tweaks are absolutely just annoying as piss. Like, he's going to run this motion, this orbit motion in the red zone, and then next time he's going to run it and he's going to fake it and come back, and you're just like, really, bro? Like, I studied tape, I put myself on the field, I'm ready to make that play, and you do that crap? So, no, you don't hold back, bro. You go for it.
Right.
And here's another thing, too. Like, the committee can't – they can, but I don't want to hear that, like, when Ohio – if Texas is 10-2, whatever it is – if they have 3 losses and they lost to Ohio State out of conference, get out of here, bro. They're in. Like, don't give me that crap late in the season. Oh, they have 3 losses. They have 2. Like SMU last year, or Clemson, last year. Like, no. I mean, that kind of a debate when we're debating between what they're at, Texas, because they played that out of conference. I don't want to hear that later in the season.
Okay. And then the other question was, given how the 2 games against Georgia went, how much time do you think Sark spent looking at that game? Because I'll give you some numbers on against Georgia on first down.
Oof.
Texas only had 64 yards rushing on 22 attempts. 21 of those were a scramble. They gave up 6 sacks and 6 tackles for loss just on first down in the 2 games.
So you gave me the bad Georgia first down defense, but like the good first down defense is pretty dang good. So
against Texas, that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. By the way, the rest of the season was not so great. But no. Do you think Sark looked at some of what he did or tweaked some of – I think, by the way, some of the scheme things that they did with Ewers because he wasn't a running threat will change, and how they do things because Manning is a running threat. And I think it's going to make their offense maybe even that much more dynamic.
Yeah, I think the word to me is – here's what I'll say about Arch. This offense 100%, I have no doubt, will be harder to defend. Because of his wheels and because he's willing to take those deep shots, and I think he's going to connect on them, and you got Wingo and you got Moore and you got speed. And listen, I think they got a stud out of the portal too with Jack Andres. Okay. Jack Andres is how you say it.
Yep.
I think they got a stud with him because I think they replaced Helm with another guy that's a big, strong target that is gonna make those contested catches over the middle, who was one of the favorite guys last year that can really make some things happen. So I think this offense will find itself. It might not find it early in the season, but look at the schedule. At Ohio State, tough. And then UTEP, San Jose, yeah, get out of here. And then at Florida. Florida, kind of early in the season. OU, which is always hard, obviously Cotton Bowl. At UGA is going to be difficult, but then they host A&M, which is another tough game, but they play Kentucky, they play Mississippi State, they play Vanderbilt, they play Arkansas. Like, we talked about this a year ago, so I'm not going to beat it in the head again. Like, they got a good schedule. Like, they got a break when they got the schedule. Like, this is not exceptionally difficult. Now, out of conference, they went and made it a lot harder. So kudos to them. But the SEC schedule is pretty dang good for them.
All right, so where do you think they end up? Regular season record? Or over under 1.5 losses in SEC play?
I'll take the under. I'll take the under. I'm thinking that they're gonna be okay. The A&M at the end of the season obviously could be tough. At UGA is going to be extremely difficult, but I think they got a lot of pissed off, and they went out and got a field goal kicker because of that too. Like they really struggled in the kicking game. I'll take the under. I'm a believer in Texas, man. I think they're really, really good. I think that defense is going to be an absolute pain in the butt to everybody.